Namaste. Taj Hotel, Mumbai. A very interesting case study. I am grateful for the study done by Harvard, the Taj Heroes by Mr. Rohit Deshpande and Anjali Raina. This is the starting point of my research on self-managed teams. In my earlier episode on EATS, I described the model by EATS and the inputs from that model was further researched, questioned and validated by me. One important element is the team member interaction. This led to a concept called self-managed individuals. The key attribute for self-managed individuals are picked from this case study. First, situational leadership. Two examples of self-leadership or situational leadership. A touching one. A ordinary railway commentator saved more than 150 passengers because of quick decisions and inbuilt belongingness held this action on 26/11 in the Victoria Terminus station.
ये जो घटना हुई वो करीबन 9:50 के दरमियान हुई। मेन लाइन की तरफ जहाँ पर मेल एक्सप्रेस गाड़ियाँ छूटी वहाँ पर ज़ोरदार धमाका हुआ था और धमाके से जब धमाका हुआ तो लोग भी दौड़ रहे थे बाहर। ऐसा लगा कि वहाँ पर कुछ हुआ करके, तो इसके लिए मैंने जीआरपी आरपीएफ जो ऑन ड्यूटी होते हैं उनके लिए अनाउंसमेंट किया कि ऑन ड्यूटी जीआरपी आरपीएफ आप मेन लाइन की तरफ पहुँच जाइए करके। तो मैंने उनका कार्रवाई होने के लिए लोगों को वहाँ पर जाने से रोकने का था, इसलिए मैं लोगों को 1 नंबर की तरफ से डाइवर्ट करना शुरू किया। और ये जब मैं अनाउंसमेंट कर रहा था तो उसके बाद मुझे पता चला कि वहाँ पर कुछ लोग फायरिंग कर रहे हैं, अंधाधुंध फायरिंग कर रहे हैं। फिर मैं तुरंत अनाउंसमेंट शुरू किया कि लोगों को पीछे की तरफ से डाइवर्ट होने के लिए कि आगे की तरफ मत आइए करके। तब तक मैंने देखा था कि एक आदमी जो टेररिस्ट सामने गन लेकर अंदर की तरफ सबरमन की तरफ एंट्री कर रहा है और फिर मेरा जो अनाउंसमेंट का जो स्पीड था वो बढ़ने चालू हो गया और मैं कंटिन्यूस अनाउंसमेंट चालू किया कि आप पीछे की तरफ चले जाइए, आगे की तरफ मत आइए। हिंदी मराठी लगातार करते रहा। जब मैं देखा कि पूरे पब्लिक मेरे पैसेंजर मेरे पूरे बाहर चले गए, मेरे किया और काफ़ी किया। आपने क्या किया? बोला सर ऐसा मैं लोगों को डाइवर्ट करके पीछे की तरफ भेज दिया और पूरा प्लेटफॉर्म वगैरह खाली करवाया। आपको किसने बोला था? बोला सर मुझे तो कोई उस वक्त बोलने के लिए कोई नहीं था और किसी को पूछ भी नहीं पाया। ऐसा सिचुएशन था कि मुझे तुरंत डिसीजन लेना था कि मैं किसी को पूछ भी नहीं सका। मैं तुरंत अपना जो मन से डिसीजन ले लिया और किया। अच्छा ठीक है, आपने बहुत बढ़िया काम किया है।
The second example is of Mrs. Mallika Jagad. The childhood qualities supported a customer-focused approach, risked her life and saved all the Hindustan Unilever leadership. Harish Manwani, chairman, and Nitin Paranchipe, CEO of Hindustan Unilever, hosted a dinner at the Taj Palace Hotel in Mumbai. Unilever directors and senior executives and their spouses were bidding farewell to Patrick Cosa, the CEO, and welcoming Paul Polman, the CEO-elect. Around 35 Taj employees, led by a 24-year-old banquet manager, Mallika Jagad, were assigned to manage the event. In both the cases, the qualities developed in childhood is very important. I researched on the childhood and belongingness supported by Kiran Henry, helped Cohesion and gave courage to take quick and spontaneous decisions which helped to save many lives on 26/11/2008. The first deliverable of self-managed teams are ability to take decisions on time.
Among the guests at the Taj that night were members of the Global Board of Directors and senior management team of Unilever, who had gathered along with their spouses to honor incoming and outgoing CEOs.
So we had this really elaborate 7-course meal, and that was sort of the setting, the mood. There was warmth, there was laughter, there was a perfect setting for a nostalgic farewell and a perfect setting for a nice welcome. And I heard what seemed to me, which is an untrained ear, like firecrackers in the hotel.
We started getting these text messages and phone calls. There were some gunmen on the loose. The only logical thing to do was to close the doors and just stay put.
Mallika came to us and said, we think there's a problem. We're not sure what exactly it is, but I request all of you to be on the ground right now. The level of calm and composure that the staff displayed was amazing, was absolutely amazing, because they had the presence of mind to even advise us saying, couples please separate, don't stay at the same place, just be in different corners of the room.
65 lives at stake, so can't take a chance. So obviously we were in touch with security all the time and had a lot of alcohol in the room, so that helped a little.
a humble and belongingness and cohesion with the customer. One of the world's top hotel, the Taj Mumbai, ranked the number 20 by Condé Nast Traveler in the overseas business hotel category. The hotel is known for the highest levels of quality, its ability to go many extra miles to delight customers, and its staff of highly trained employees, some of them who have worked 3 or 4 decades. It's a well-oiled machine where every employee knows his, her or her job, has encyclopedic knowledge and about regular guests, and is comfortable taking orders.
Thomas has been cleaning for Maria Moores for the last 25 years. 83-year-old Maria is an American oil heiress. She lives in the hotel for 6 months of the year.
And she has been here much before us, so I can say that she grew with the hotel.
Connect themselves in all forms with this hotel, and they're very emotional about it.
You see, right from the time we joined this company, I think we have learned only that the guest is God.
I think the relationship with the hotel for everyone is extremely emotional. And for the city of Mumbai, I think still it stands as an icon. Mumbai is the Taj and Taj is the Mumbai. So I would just like to, say that.
What made these employees stay back in the hotel on a day of terrorist attack, a crisis?
About 600 or so staff members on duty that night. Young people, many of them very young, 20, 30-year-old. Some of them, these staff members had only been working for a few years at this hotel. Many of them fathers and mothers, the sole breadwinners in their families with children at home waiting for them. One of the things, we don't know a lot about the detail about what happened there, but one of the things we do know is that all 600 of these employees knew all the back routes. They knew the exits, they knew the entrances, they knew the hallways, the kitchen galleys. In other words, they knew how to get out and how to get out fast. All the research we have in psychology would tell us that the natural human instinct at a time of terror like this is to flee. So think about it, what you would do. So when I teach this case study at Harvard, I ask my students, I say, how many of these employees do you think fled and how many of them do you think stayed? And they'll hazard guesses, and the maximum they say that would stay would be maybe a quarter, 150 or so, but that's the maximum. Everybody who can run away will run away. Well, the truth of the matter is that nobody ran away.
The answer, in my opinion, is cohesion, belongingness, trust on themselves and the hotel management, commitment. An example of how commitment is built, nurtured during childhood and by family members or teachers who builds these leaders like Karambir Singh Kang.
I come from an army background, not myself but my father, he retired as a general in the army. And he often used to say, when I was even appointed here as the general manager, he used to often tell me that you are now like the captain of the ship. And I think that's the way you think, that you are the captain of the ship, and you have to be the last one to leave, and if it sinks, you sink with it.
Back to cohesion and belongingness. When a family member is faced of death, we all do to save them, including putting our own life in danger. The same was done by the chefs who take great pride in cooking good, tasty food for the guests, gave their life to save them on the November 2008.
At some point, our kitchen brigade decided that it looked like a lull in the thing and they could be taken out from the back of the kitchen through the fire exit to the back road and our chefs had formed a human chain to escort people in the darkness down those stairs. And as hundreds of them were being evacuated, somehow two of those terrorists got to know that this was happening. And the terrorists arrived there and saw these chefs lined up, herding people away, and there was mayhem. They cut loose, and that's where we lost our biggest numbers there. We had 5 or 6 of our chefs gunned down, but they took the bullets.
The conclusion is humble nature, which helps building cohesion with peers and customers. They also have the ability to communicate well and have encouraged to take decisions. These qualities are called by me as self-managed teams. Now, with these individual values and an opportunity to work in companies like Taj Hotel ensures value congruence.
Mr. Ratan Tata, head of the Tata Group of companies, they own the Taj Hotels, he couldn't explain it. So I teach this at Harvard. I bring this case study back and I teach this at the Harvard Business School as a case study of leadership from below. You know, we teach usually about leadership as being something from the top that filters down. This is leadership from below. It's just amazing. And I ask my students, how do you explain it? And they have plausible explanations for the behavior of the employees. Some of them say, well, it must be the culture, the national culture of India. You know, there must be something in the value system there that explains it. And in fact, there is. It turns out that there is a value or a belief that says a guest is to be treated like God. When a guest enters your home, treat her or him like God. Atiti Devo Bhava in Sanskrit. Other students say, no, it's not national culture, it's corporate culture. If the Taj Hotels is owned by this family, the Tata Group, they have a long history in India of very benevolent human resource policies, a family of integrity in their business dealings. It's the corporate culture. And others say, no, it's not that. This happened at a hotel. It's the industry culture. It's hospitality. Employees are trained to serve customers. So that's what's going on. All of these are very plausible. So along with another colleague, I decided to go back into the Taj Hotel company records to try to understand their human resource policy. Who were these people? Who were this staff? Where did they find them? How did they recruit them? How did they motivate them? How did they train them? And I learned lots of really, really intriguing things. Let me share, in the interest of time, just 3 of them with you. First, about recruiting. You know, they recruit their frontline employees from high schools, not from the major cities, not from Bombay or Delhi or Calcutta or Madras. They recruit them from small towns. Haldia, Chandigarh, Nashik, Tiruchirappalli, small towns. And they recruit students, graduating students, for attitude, not grades. They ask their headmasters or their teachers, who are the students that you teach who have the most respect for older people, for their parents, for the teachers? They're not looking for the students who do the best in grades, but rather for attitude. Then training. This is fascinating. You know, you've heard of brand ambassadors. Lots of companies, many organizations perhaps that you represent, train their frontline staff to be ambassadors for the brand, for the company. You know what they do at the Taj Hotels? They train their frontline employees to be ambassadors for the customer, for the guest. It's very different, it's counterintuitive. They call them guest ambassadors. They believe frontline employees should be the voice of the client, of the customer, of the guest to the company. And third, and perhaps most importantly, their motivation system, their reward system, incentives, is not just monetary. They pay about average, little above average in that hotel sector in India. But they reward people with recognition, personal recognition. So when an employee does something that delights customers and the guest writes a note, within 48 hours that employee is recognized. 48 hours. They don't have to wait for a Diwali or a Christmas bonus. It happens within 48 hours. Amazing. In fact, they won the International Hermes Award.
The Taj Group existence and research has shown that employees make 70 to 80% of their contacts with guests in an unsupervised environment. This I called is a self-managed team. Training protocols therefore assume first and then employees were usually to deal with their guests without supervision. That is, employees must know what to do and how to do it, whatever is the circumstances, without needing to turn to a supervisor. There are similar examples with Taj Hotel Chennai. It's a role model example of Tata excellence. I have used the above case studies in my research. Will share details on my studies and validation of the above variables. Jai Hind.